Hey, 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 Rise and Thrivers. Welcome to Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is February 24th, and we are Rise and Thrive together with my favorite co host, Dr. Raquel Stuart. So, before we go into our continuing theme of the month of February, let's just give you a little brief of who we are. If you don't know us by now, we are Rise and Thrive together. We are a community that is out to empower, educate, and equip you to have the results that you want through real talk and taking real actions. And we're so happy that you're joining us this evening as we continue this conversation. And I cannot believe that we're already in like the 24th. We're in the last week, sis. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, hey, hey. Nice to see you.
Hello, 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 Rise and Thrivers. So glad to be here with you this Monday, every Monday, not just today. Hope you had a great weekend and you got to engage in some self care this weekend. That would be
Mm-hmm.
awesome. So
Absolutely.
last
So,
week we had Cornell Green.
yes.
Last I asked for confirmation only because y'all sometimes I get names off. I misspell my own name, so and he was absolutely amazing. Had an incredible story of pretty much being homeless. He wasn't just couch surfing, he was actually sleeping in the elements to now where he is and having and making such a major impact in people's lives and their businesses. So, absolutely incredible having him on um, last week. But sis, you've got some news about someone who just passed away, right?
Absolutely, guys. I don't know if you know, but as Raquel and I have had really busy weeks and both, had busy weekends and taking on some self care, as you're part of our group, or if you're going to know for the first time, we don't always connect, right? And so, what I kind of woke up to and found out a few hours ago is one of my favorite singers, the original singer songwriter of Killing Me Softly, Roberta Flack, has passed away. And I really realized that, you know, we've had Black History, month, should always be, but it's February in Black History Month. And the fact of that we're talking about, momentum, I thought it would be really great to talk about momentum and the impact, like Raquel just used with Cornell, right? The impact that he's made from literally homelessness into where he is today. His momentum and what he's been through and his circumstances has had him to forge forward and take actions where he lives in an extraordinary home now and makes a really big difference in the world, especially, Black businesses and communities, which matters to him. So it had me thinking about, Roberta Flack and the impact that she made on my life as someone who is a singer, as someone who loves to sing, and really realizing that she has forged a path and has left a legacy. Like a legacy. I don't know how many people, I'm going to say my age, right? But, when I hear that song, Killing Me Softly, right? She's the originator of that. And then the song made such an impact in musical icon, right? It was redone again with another musical influence, right? Redoing that song again with in the forging forward of music of into like hip hop. So, I just thought it would be really interesting to have a conversation with you tonight, sis, about talking about, here we are. We've got momentum. We've got some things that we're up to. There are things that really drive us forward, and we want to forge our mission, forge, what matters to us forward, and that impact that we really want to make in the world. And you and I already can discuss that as we're in our 95th episode. 95th episode, guys. We're 5 weeks away from our 100th episode. So I brought her in as a conversation to be like, acknowledging us, like, we're women of color, right? It's Black History Month and we're women of color. And we made a commitment based on what matters to us. And for 5 weeks straight. We have been together on Monday nights, in with each other, having conversations, having meetings. And we're at this point right now, the impact that we want to make, right? Creating a community, having conversations, about themes and topics that matter to us, and bringing on guests that want to share their value, their vision, the impact they want to make or are making, and all of those circumstances in between. But that never stops them. Every guest for the past 95 weeks that have been through us have been unstoppable in the face of their circumstances. And they've had those circumstances provide lessons for them that has them forge forward the impact that they really want to make, and are leaving their legacies. And I just wanted to acknowledge us, to say that here we are, no matter what. If we stop today, which we're not, but if we stop today, we have forged forward and had momentum, and we have taken actions and worked through all of that to leave this legacy of 95 episodes. And we've got, guests on watching us, and guests who watch replays, and guests that reach out to you and I individually. We have a community. If you guys have not joined the Rise and Thrive Together community, a private Facebook community, that we have done, challenges. We have done private, masterminds and private workshops with, to really out to, like we said, we're out to empower you. And like Raquel always says, out to disrupt, any conversation that doesn't have you in action with what you want to have happen in your personal or professional life. She's out to disrupt those like low vibrational, disempowerment conversations. So I was like, sis, you know what? Thank you, Roberta Flack, for everything that you've done. And we can discuss more about her if you're interested about her legacy and the impact. But it just had me realize, like, wow, like we're doing that. We're like literally in it, in this moment, forging forward and leaving a legacy of conversations that we're having with incredible people. If we're here or not, they're out there. And that's what's beautiful about this platform. They are out there. And one last thing, when, you can jump in, is, I was thinking about it, like, people are like, why do you do this? And, do you want people to listen? And sure, it would be great, right? We want to create this vibrant community. We want you to engage in our conversations. And at the same exact time, we don't even know the impact we're going to make. And there are people that reach out. Like I saw your last episode. New people are finding us each week through other people. The ripple effect is unknown for both you and I. And it's exciting. Like I used to be attached to it, like, oh, I wonder, and let me have people watch it. Now it's just like this beautiful sort of like a week down the road, a month down the road. I just newly had somebody in my Zumba class today say, hey, I found you, by the way, because somebody told me. So I watched this episode, and that's just pretty extraordinary. So I just, wanted to share that with you and kind of get your feedback and see what you have to say about that.
So here's my thought on making an impact. You have to be in action. This is not a secret. We've been talking about this all month. I remember seeing a poster that said, "Don't make history." So you want to make history, go back through time and see who was quiet. And for some reason, Helen Keller popped into my head, but she wasn't even quiet. And when we say quiet, we don't mean you're out in the streets and pounding the pavement and rah, rah. But you want to leave an impact and a legacy, you better get in action or not. See, the choice is yours. And no matter for me, whether or not people listen to us, don't listen to us, I'm doing and I'm walking in my purpose. And as long as I'm doing that and staying in my lane and I'm living into my God given talent and ability and my gift that He has given me, people listening, not listening, this is not for everyone. And it's okay. I believe we accept that. This is not for everyone. But who it's for, will hear what they need to,
Yes.
and they'll take that and they'll run and create and build on it because it's what they need at that moment. And that's okay. I fully intend to leave a legacy. And we've already started doing that in our individual lives.
Yeah.
We're doing that corporately. So you want to build momentum, get in action. You want to leave a legacy, get in action. No one has left a legacy sitting on their butts and waiting for the perfect time. Good luck. When the perfect time comes, let me know.
I love that.
That's my
No, I
thoughts.
love it. It's interesting you said that because we haven't spoken, and these past 3 days I was in Miami in a workshop called Content Creation on Location, and that was much of the conversation, right? Of you know, everybody's waiting for that perfect time, that ducks in a row. Let's get all these ducks in a row. When I have enough money, when I have the perfect website, when I have the woman who did content creation was like, the perfect content. She's like, if you want to make that impact and that ripple effect, whatever matters to you out there, because it matters to you, then just do it. And we tend to sit back and never get anything done, and then be in some conversation of it's either not good enough or waiting for the perfectionism, right? It's the heads and tails of it. So I love that you said that, because so many people, and asking the guests who are watching, how many of you at one point or another, or let's be honest because we're real talk, are you not in action because you are waiting for, and fill in the blank? Fill in the blank. What are you waiting for? Waiting for the money, waiting for the right time. You can take it anywhere in your personal life, right? Anything personally, and especially if you're professionally. How many, we've talked about it, especially as a mom and a whole bunch of people who are moms, like, waiting for the right time to have the kid because, you're going to need enough money, blah, blah, blah. Good luck on that. Like Raquel said, good luck on that, So I love that you said that. It was the theme of this past 3.5 days, and is that theme. So I'm curious, audience. I know people are watching. If you're in action, fantastic. Share what you're in action about. Where are you in that momentum? Share it. Listen, I went on and celebrated today. We're celebrating our 95th episode, 95 weeks in a row. We are in action to have this real talk, real conversation, to have what matters to us individually and what we do together forge forward, and we're leaving our legacies separately and together. Where are you guys? Tell us. Come and celebrate. Where are you stuck? Nothing wrong, but where are you stuck? And the big question of the day, what is that conversation that's stopping you? I love the one of I'm waiting for, right? I'm waiting for. And we've talked about this, guys, on there. Raquel has been, and we talked with Cornell, and we've talked with Hal and other people that have been on the show. For me, I get into action and I hold myself in accountability and in action stronger when I have another person in community, Raquel and other people in other communities that I'm in. We have things that we want. So that's what we're up to. We're in action around that. The song that you heard before and at the end wouldn't be on. 13 years wouldn't be on without her seeing my greatness and seeing hey, let's do this, and giving me that nudge and giving me that by when, right? We've got books. We got one of the best times. I'm going to celebrate the heck out of us. One of the best times is just being in action and having a conversation with someone, and all of a sudden being so inspired to say, how can we support others about being in action? How can we support others about being in action? Or even maybe they don't know, or you have a vision you don't know. Well, guess what? We chose, as the four of us, Raquel, myself, Hal, and Joey, to say, let's give them something. Maybe you need a little nudge. So you got the four of us, right? So there I put it. there's the plug. No shame, totally celebrating. We created the Rise and Thrive Together journal. 52 questions and thoughts and reflective, inspiring quotes to help you look at what matters to you. Or maybe something is already in, and to help you have momentum and move forward and get into action. So, need some support, or maybe you're thinking of somebody else who needs some support. Super easy. Go on Amazon.com, Rise and Thrive Together journal, and it'll come up right there for you. That happened, Raquel, right? Like you and I have been talking about the song for so long. That was a little bit more of a stretch. But now that journal, I don't even know how long it truly took. I mean, we were like in action and together, like all of us, in just a couple of weeks. And the only thing that really took longer was the stuff that, is those technical things, right? And Joey wanted that to be exactly aligned and looking nice. And, that takes a little bit longer, but it wasn't that long. I want to say less than a month. I think it was like 4 weeks. And then we kind of looked at it and played around with it and did a little editing and so on and so forth. And boom, it's out to you in less than 6 weeks. Less than 6 weeks. So I love it. Who do we got on? Somebody came up on here. Ha! Marcia. Marcia, welcome to the show, girl. Marcia is amazing. So thanks for coming on. She's one of my Zumba students and now a dear friend. She's like, the right moment is now. Thanks, Marcia. Awesome. The right moment is now. So come on, share with us. What is the right moment for you that's now? What are you up to? What is that thing, personally or professionally, that you are talking about? I love it. So much fun. Like that. Surprise, surprise.
I'm laughing because if you guys see an ear, that's my cat. Don't worry about it.
I was just thinking of that. It's like, see, momentum right there. Come on, say hi, you beautiful cat.
You laugh. Right. But I want to throw in here that progress doesn't happen overnight. It does build every step that you take towards momentum. You're making progress. So if you're looking for something instant, that's like pancake mix or something. Add water, shake, pour. That's how it works. But progress is definitely not overnight. We need to start building towards what we want. I always say or not, because there's some people who just are not ready for that. They're like, I don't want it. I'm afraid. And I'm just not doing it yet. Now is not the time. And my question to you is, if not now, when? And how do you know when is the right time?
Ooh, I like that question. Let's like say right there.
And I wish I could take credit for it. I know it belongs to somebody, and I don't know who. So I'm going to give credit to whoever said that, but it's definitely not me. I might even be paraphrasing. But let's have that real conversation, about if not now, then when? How do you know when is the right time? See, because if you're not even in the room with people and you're not building networking, you're not creating your whatever you want to create, you're not doing anything, you're just waiting for the right time. How do you know when the right time is? Marcia said it. She said the right moment is now. I mean, but I'm asking the rest of y'all. How do you know?
Oh, I wrote
when is the right time?
So here I wrote, how do you know when it is the right time, which I spelled right wrong, right? She inspires me so much. I'm like, click, click, click. Here, who cares, right? Like here's perfect example. On the court, real action. She said a question. I'm inspired by it. I wrote it. Guess what? I noticed it. And I put it out there anyway. Put it out there before I looked at it. So all of you guys who are looking at it and saying, hey, it's wrong, I'm owning it. Just like Raquel owned. She'd love to take the credit, but it's not her. So whoever out there has that question, we thank you for it. That could stop me. That could technically really stop me. Like old me would be like, right, feeling all of that. I haven't learned yet. If anybody here is like right time right now, if anybody knows Restream, and you know how to edit it. But that could stop me, right? The writing. The point that I'm saying is I sometimes get super excited, write, don't pay attention. But guess what? I did it anyway. Because at the end of the day, you guys are reading. The question is, how do you know when it is the right time? So it didn't stop me. We're still here. And Marcia's jumping right in by saying, take the first step towards what
Before we go to
oh,
Marcia, let me jump in on and piggyback off of what you just
yes,
said.
ma'am.
Because staying the course, even when challenges arise, keeps momentum alive.
Ooh, say that again.
So, can you stay the course? Staying the course, even when challenges arise, keeps momentum alive.
Mm,
Stay the course. Challenges are going to come. You have to know there'll be things that you might mess up or fail at or whatever comes. They're going to come. Why? Because this is called life. But can you stay the course? Or are you going to let those challenges break you down so far that you give up on the thing that you are meant to do?
mm.
So you can do that. Then what is your life going to look like? Because you've already been doing it. So what is your life going to look like? If you get challenged by something, someone, and you just give up? How does that look in 5 years, in 3 years? We had the conversation about when you're 80 and you're looking back about regrets. What is that thing? The only regret is not starting, not doing. Can you do it and still be afraid? That's the question. Now we can go to Marcia.
Yes, ma'am. And Marcia writes in, take the first step towards what you want is an important tip, right? Taking that first step toward what you want is an important tip. We have to try, like Raquel was saying, we can make mistakes and then learn with them. I love that, Marcia, learning with them, right?
Hmm.
Rather than learning like against them. Like you made that really empowering, Marcia, like saying, I'm learning with them. Because most people, we had that with Cornell last week, was talking about failure, right? Like then, like, so we make a mistake and then we make it mean something and then boom, we stop. I'm wrong, they're wrong. Like Raquel says, some type of like way back in the day, we're going to go through the episodes, pointing if there's something over there wrong, the blame over there, there's the finger out there against it, but really the three fingers back are over here. So it's this, this battle of their fault or someone's fault out there when really it's an internal battle over here. Hey, Michael, thanks for joining in. Stay the course. Stay the course. No matter what, like Marcy is saying, no matter what, continuing to stay the course, no matter what the mistakes that come up, and we learn with them. I don't know. We've been on here 95 episodes. Lots of mistakes have happened. One just right in front of your face, spelling the word right wrong. Not even probably correctly, even saying the sentence. We have been pushed off, by weather, by internet connections, by lags. And I'll be real straight, guys. We've even had comments. In the 3 days that I was away, there was this conversation about pushback. So that's what I'm going to share with you guys. When you go and do something you love or you're out doing your business or whatever it is, you're going to get pushback. Raquel gets pushback, I get pushback. It was this thing called pushback. It was deeper. It was called systemic pushback, but we're going to just talk pushback in general. And I'll be honest, in the 95 episodes, I've gotten some comments. I know out of love because I know these people, but I got some pushback. The way the lighting is, the way the makeup is, the way the hair is, the way the writing is, the way the lag was, the way the background noise is, the way that, we were getting feedback, dropped, coming back on, dropped, coming back on. All of those circumstances happened. It never stopped us in our show. And we get a choice of the way we can respond to that. Now, I can have some conversations with Raquel, right? And just be like, hey, blah, 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 blah. And she's really great with like, okay, right? At the end of the day, what's really the purpose here? We're not about perfectionism. We're not. We're about like real talk and like having a real conversation. Yes, it's nice to have great lighting. Yes, it's nice to have everything put together. And we've worked at that. We're learning more things that we're learning all the time. And Raquel and I are in action and having conversations to upgrade, but we're still here no matter what. No matter what, we're here. And if she's not here, I'm here. And if I'm not here, she's here. So the pushback happens. And I appreciate them because I take it as a what can we look at, and then we get to say at the end of the day, if it matters, it matters. If it doesn't, we appreciate your feedback, and we're gonna do what we're gonna do. And like you said, sis, it really isn't for everybody. That's the biggest thing. I really love that because it really what you do isn't for everybody. It really isn't. And I have this like kind of interest. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, why I'm laughing? It's because I didn't get any pushback.
I know. People tend to talk to me.
I didn't get any pushback because people know me. I do take constructive feedback. Notice I said feedback and not constructive criticism. I take constructive feedback because that's empowering. When you want to criticize someone, that could be disempowering. Mm-hmm. And so I'm not about that life. And anybody that knows me is like, she's going to hear what you have to say, and it's just going to go on. I don't care about the lighting. I care about the message. Suppose the lights went out, right? Could I still give my message if I am speaking to an audience? Am I going to let the light impact what the message I'm bringing to someone and how I can empower someone in their life to take action right now? No, I'm going to talk in the dark because somebody going to have a cell phone that is fully charged and they just spot the light and we keep it pushing. Let me say this. When you and I are no longer on this earth, are we going to be remembered for not having the greatest light? Are we going to be remembered for the lags in the show? Are we going to be remembered because we misspelled the word right? Are we going to be remembered for any of that stuff you gave pushback on? I'm going to tell you nah. We ain't going to be remembered for none of that. We will be remembered for the impact that we made.
Boom.
For the people that we have empowered.
Boom.
And encouraged and educated to live the life they want to live. That's what we'll be remembered for. So the question I want to throw out to our audience is, what do you want to be remembered for? Ooh. Because that's the thing that's going to push you. People talk about, what do people say about me when I die? First of all, you won't be here to hear it. And secondly, start building. I'm sorry, I'm that person tonight.
Love it.
And secondly, create that person. You want to know what people are going to say about you? You create your own eulogy by the way you live your life.
Now, exactly.
I got nothing else to say.
I'm going to drop the mic. This is what we need. We are going to upgrade by learning what those really cool sound effects are. Ellen writes in exactly. It's about your message. It's not the lighting. It's okay to learn from the critique because there are those that feel that's their power. Love it, Ellen. I love it. And she gives us thank you for the empowering conversation. It's so great, to do that, right? It's so great what you're doing. So that's awesome. And Marcia writes in there, answering your question, what do you want to be remembered for or how? She goes, she thinks it's all about purpose in life. Nothing can stop when we have our purpose. Nothing can stop us when we have our purpose. So she wants to be remembered by her purpose. And I love it. This is such a great conversation. I think Raquel is frozen at the moment. It's a good frozen face. But it's a great conversation. I really appreciate the comments. You back? She's back. I know we're dealing with here in Florida. We're dealing with some weather, and I'm not sure. Are you back again?
Am I back?
No,
I don't know.
he's
Can
on
you
a
hear
low.
me?
Yeah, you're slowly. Right. I got the smile. Yeah. Boom. And now she's frozen again. In and out, in and out. But this is what I mean. Nothing's stopping us. We're going to continue to keep on going with the conversation. And this is what momentum looks like. This is what momentum and forging forward and making an impact looks like. You're in, sis. I
Yes.
think I got you. Awesome.
Good.
Yay.
Yeah, we don't let that stop us.
Yeah. It's all perfect. I mean, like I always love listening to Raquel. Raquel's always like, devil's trying to stop us, but it's not gonna stop us, right? It's just not gonna stop us because we're here. And for those old school, I'm going back in music because I'm big in music, thanks to Roberta Flack, back to giving her. I'm an old school break dancer. I was a break dancer in ninth, 10th, and 11th grade. And so I hear that song, There's No Stopping Us, No Stopping. So I got that song in my head. So good, so good. Ah, Raquel's jumping off for a couple of seconds. This is what I mean. We take that action, what, works for her. Thank you, Tonio, for saying that, we all look amazing. And thank you, Ellen, for saying perfecta, that she's got the conversation. So we're going to continue as Raquel comes back on. She's going to, she jumped off to come back in. Listen, we are talking right now. We are on episode 95. And that episode in this conversation is about momentum and impact and forging our paths and leaving legacies. So, I use the right now this moment of, the amazing singer of Roberta Flack, who has passed away, and she made a legacy. She is a legacy. Her music is a legacy that has forged forward. And Raquel's coming back in. So we're asking you, what where are you now in your life, personally or professionally? What's the impact or the legacy that you want to leave? And how are you going about to do that? Welcome back, sis.
Hey!
See?
I guess
No
because I
stop.
said I'm done, I have nothing else to say. The camera decided, the mic said, well, since you're done, let me just turn off.
Peace. Peace. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. We have fun. It's not, all like, I love it. It is. Her words are that powerful. Our words, we talk about this, our words create a reality. So be intentional about what you say. If she says, I'm done, God's like, bye. We're off.
He sure did.
Right? It's like, see ya. But this is great. I mean,
Absolutely.
great conversation tonight. A really fun about leaving our legacy. Great questions about, what we're sitting here and looking at. Like, where are you right now? Right now. So, how do you know when it's the right time? She's asking. So, I just love it. And Ellen is right in there. And Marcia is saying it's all about her purpose. Awesome. Sis, I'm going to have you take it away because really we're at that point in the time that wherever you want to lead the conversation to, and we don't have to force it because it was pretty juicy in like 35 minutes of some deep stuff.
Well, what I want to throw in is next month, March, is Women's History Month, and we're going to add a little twist on it. And we're going to be talking about her wellness, her way, women's health.
Woo!
And that's what we're doing. So we want to open up that conversation because it is super, super important, not just in the month of March, but all the time, that we learn to take care of ourselves, go to the doctor, do what we need to do, get the rest. Oh, let me just say this. I have on my vision board for this year to get 8 hours of sleep. And I've been doing that. Not every night. Let's slow down. Don't get excited. But I have been doing that. And I am being true and sticking to my word of getting 8 hours of sleep. Sometimes it's 7, but it's a lot better than it used to be. So for coming in March, her wellness, her way. We're going to have some amazing people out there. We suggest that when you join us, please bring a notebook. I'm old school. I said a notebook, um, not your phone and take notes. I'm old school. Bring that yellow notepad. That's going to be me because we're going to have some amazing, amazing women on here talking to you about health.
I love it.
Okay.
I love
So we want you to join us.
it.
I agree, Antonio. Correct. Women's history is year round. Absolutely. I love it.
Thank you.
Awesome.
And I think, what did
So,
Ellen say real
as we
quick?
like to say, we,
Go ahead.
oh, Ellen,
How perfect how you showed us.
how perfect,
Go ahead.
how to ride the waves. Go ahead.
Go with your dreams and goals and forge through those obstacles. See what I mean? We're literally like lagging behind each other and we make it happen anyway. Thank you, Ellen, for saying that. I do want to say to you, sis, before you like tie it up, I love what you shared about, she's sharing her goals, right? One of the things that we're up to is we are in this with you. So she's saying that her goal is 8 hours of sleep. And what did she say earlier? This isn't perfectionism. It's not all the time. It's step by step. And she is getting 8 hours of sleep more often, and it will become on a consistent basis. That's momentum, people, right there in action. She has something that matters. She is declaring it. We all get to hold her accountable to it, and she's sharing vulnerably that sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. But the more the practice is in there, the more it will become a consistent part of her life, which becomes easier. So I just want to say whoop whoop to you, sis.
Absolutely. I'm just seeing one of Ellen's comments about these struggles seem like they're staged. I
Oh my God.
absolutely,
I love it. It's so
I'm
funny,
telling you, we
Ellen.
could
I'm
not plan
telling you,
this.
we're not. We're not. It is, it's so, I love that. See what an awesome perspective. Raquel and I used to speak on a regular basis. We're going to put that one up there, Ellen, because I just want the world to see this. We used to speak in the beginning. I would have to say at least the first half of the year, right, sis? Like at least the first half, almost to a year, consistently. We would speak. We'd be like, what are we talking about? We'd have more guests. We were doing workshops more, Ellen, and really creating all of this stuff. And to be honest, our lives expand all the time. And we have not talked since last Monday night. We have not talked. I have texted her because I was away. There's some background stuff about getting guests for next week. Here's behind the scenes, straight up. We got on. She was on like 10 minutes beforehand because she's got her meetings. And she was like, hey, sis, gonna be straight up integrity with you. I know you sent me some emails a week ago or so, but like, here's the deal. Didn't get to them. And I'm putting into place, not doing stuff on the weekends, self-care. And I am like, thumbs up for that, right? So there's things that need to be done. And that's just that. When you get to be consistent with someone, when you put the hours in beforehand, these are conversations we have done beforehand about this show. We didn't just say, hey, and then the next minute we're on. We spoke and we went through a few weeks and really spent like hours, like seriously hours. We would like carve out, all right, we're going to talk on Friday from 1 to 4. And we did. We did it like twice a week. We used to have more time in our lives and we'd carve out 3 to 5 hours a week. And that's sort of like the book, 10,000 hours, like 4 hour work week. You put 10,000 hours. We don't have to do that anymore. But we do know when we need to connect. And we did. We put in an hour about 2 weeks ago. Hey, sis. And we needed to create February and March and April. And I think we have February and March. So in the next week or so, we will get April, May. We have got this rhythm now that is easy. It just really is. We trust each other. We used to like do so many things together. We trust each other. We know each other's, schedules. Like it's easy. And thank you. Thank you for thinking that these are staged. Because again, the pushback, and I mean that in a really fun way, like the pushback, that makes me laugh. That makes you laugh. Like it's awesome. Absolutely not. We just talk about our real lives all the time. All the time.
So hilarious. So join us for March next month, next week, actually. We're going to start talking about her wellness, her way. Join us. Ask our guests questions. They like that. I mean, who doesn't like to be asked a question about an area that they specialize in? You want to hear that, and you want information. So get information and apply it. Don't just get the information and keep it there on that yellow notepad. Apply it. It's beneficial. Okay. All right. As we always say, oh, Ellen put something else
Oh,
up.
yeah. I'm
I
just
hope
having
you
fun with
didn't
her.
think that I was in judgment in a negative way. These obstacles that occurred this evening were organic. Absolutely not. There was no need to even write that. We got you. Oh, sorry. I know you don't know me, but we got you. We don't need to apologize. You didn't do nothing. You ain't say nothing. You didn't take my plate of food. You didn't do none of that. You ain't take my tea. So we good. Antonio, we are so glad that you enjoyed this. This is us all the time, every Monday. So please come back next week, Antonio, and ask questions. I'm sure you have some female in your life, niece, nephew, niece, aunt, mom, sister, cousin, friend, spouse, whatever. Just come back. Y'all come back now. You hear? So I've been around country people for a little bit. So sorry. Anyway,
Not sorry.
as we always like to say, we really and truly do appreciate you. We love to have fun with you. We like to encourage, empower, and educate you. So thank you so much for being with us here tonight. And as we always like to say, remember, together we can rise and thrive. Till next time.
Later.
A world